Hi friends, I'm Tina. Welcome back to Whispering Cottage Home. Today, we're creating a colourful American farmhouse look with plaid, pottery, warm wood, and old-fashioned pieces that make a room feel lived in without making it feel cluttered. I'll show you how to repeat colour so the room feels connected. Mix patterns without making them compete. Display pottery so it looks useful rather than crowded. And use beautiful wood furniture to give all that colour a calm foundation. These are simple farmhouse decor and home decor ideas you can use, whether you're refreshing a kitchen, dining room, breakfast nook, or family room, and many of them begin with things you may already own. Before we begin, I'd love to know, do you have an old bowl, plaid blanket, wooden table, or piece of pottery that has followed you through the years? Tell me about it in the comments. I always enjoy hearing the stories behind the things we keep. The easiest way to make a colourful farmhouse room feel cheerful instead of scattered is to choose one dependable main colour and 2 or 3 smaller accents. Imagine a kitchen with creamy walls, honey-toned oak, cranberry red plaid, butter yellow pottery, and just a touch of deep garden green. There's plenty of colour, but every shade has a job. Perhaps cranberry appears first in the window valance, then again in 2 seat cushions, and once more in a little stripe around a stoneware pitcher. Butter yellow might show up in a mixing bowl, a small lamp, and a few cheerful flowers on the table. That repetition is what makes the room feel intentional. Here's something you can try at home. Pick one colour you already love and find 3 places to repeat it around the room. You don't need matching pieces. In fact, slight variations usually make a cottage-style room feel more natural. This is one of those inexpensive interior design and home improvement tricks that can make familiar furnishings feel pulled together without buying an entire new room. And once you have that colour story, pattern becomes much easier to introduce. Plaid has such a friendly American farmhouse feeling, especially when it's used with a little restraint. Instead of covering every chair, curtain, pillow and table in the same plaid, choose one larger plaid as your anchor pattern. A cranberry, cream and muted green plaid might work beautifully on cafe curtains or an upholstered bench cushion. Then bring in a narrow ticking stripe on a chair pad and perhaps one small floral pillow with colours borrowed from that plaid. The reason this works is simple. The patterns are different in scale. The plaid is larger, the stripe is neat and linear, and the floral is smaller and softer. If your room already feels busy, try this practical rule. Keep the largest pattern in one or two important places, then let the smaller patterns support it. Even a simple farmhouse kitchen can gain personality from a plaid table runner, striped dish towels, or fabric tucked behind glass front cabinet doors. Patterns should make a room feel collected over time, not as though everything came from the same decorating set. And that brings us to one of my favourite ways to add even more character: pottery. Old pottery is beautiful because it can be decorative and useful at the same time. Think of clean yellowware bowls on an open shelf, blue spongeware beside white ironstone, an intact stoneware crock holding wooden spoons, or a colourful pitcher filled with garden flowers. But pottery usually looks best when it isn't lined up on every available inch. Try grouping pieces by colour, shape, or purpose. You might place 3 mixing bowls together on one shelf, leave a little open space, then add a small stack of plates at the other end. On a kitchen counter, one handsome crock and a wooden cutting board may say more than 7 little accessories. This is especially helpful when you're working on kitchen storage or home organisation. Keep the pieces you actually use within easy reach and give the purely decorative treasures their own small display area. And I'd love to ask you something while we're here. If you could rescue one old kitchen treasure from your childhood home, what would it be? A mixing bowl? Grandma's platter? A cookie jar? Tell me in the comments. Now, with all those cheerful colours and patterns, we need something solid to ground the room. A farmhouse room becomes much more comfortable to the eye when colourful fabrics and pottery are balanced by beautiful wood, a scrubbed pine cupboard, an old oak farmhouse table, a maple sideboard, or a honey-coloured wooden bench adds depth without adding another competing pattern. And don't worry if your woods don't match perfectly. An older American home might easily have an oak table beside painted chairs and a pine cabinet across the room. The connection comes from the general warmth of the finishes, not from buying a matching furniture suite. If you're considering affordable home upgrades or a simple kitchen makeover, Try uncovering some wood you already have before replacing it. Remove a heavy tablecloth for a few days, let the wood grain show. Add a plaid runner down the centre instead. You can also repeat the wood tone in smaller ways, a breadboard leaning against the backsplash, framed artwork, a small stool, or a polished wooden tray. That natural brown gives the eye a resting place, which is exactly what a colourful room needs. The final step is knowing when a room feels full of personality rather than full of stuff. Start with the pieces that do real work: the table, chairs, lamps, curtains, storage, and everyday dishes. Then add the objects that carry the story: a framed family recipe near the pantry, a checked throw over a wooden chair, a bowl of apples on the farmhouse table, a small hooked rug by the sink, fresh zinnias or black-eyed Susans in a favourite picture. Then stop and look at the whole room. Can you still see the beautiful wood? Are there a few quiet spaces between your collections? Does your main colour appear around the room instead of gathering in one corner? That little editing step makes the difference between collected and cluttered. You don't have to remove the personality. You're simply giving your favourite things enough room to be noticed. And that may be the loveliest part of vintage home decor. The goal isn't a perfect showroom. It's a well-kept home where useful things, family treasures, colour, and everyday life belong together. A colourful American farmhouse doesn't have to be complicated. Begin with a colour you love. Let plaid bring in pattern. Put beautiful pottery where it can be enjoyed. Allow warm wood to steady the room. And most of all, choose things that mean something to you. That's how a home begins to feel personal. Not because everything matches, but because everything seems to have found its place. If you enjoyed today's decorating ideas, I'd be so happy if you'd like this video and subscribe to Whispering Cottage Home. And before you go, tell me in the comments which you would choose first for your own home. Plaid, pottery, or beautiful old wood. Thank you for spending this time with me, friends. I'll see you again soon at Whispering Cottage Home.